Thank you for joining us today on Radio Free New Hampshire for our continuing series on the Mossberg Maverick 88. Today we're going to be installing the ATI Sidefolding Adjustable Stock, made in the USA. I'm not a gunsmith, nor do I have any specialized training. If I can do it, you can do it. You won't need any specialized tools today, just a basic Allen wrench set, a 1/2-inch socket with extension, and a Phillips head screwdriver. Unboxing the ATI folding stock reveals quite a few different components, most of which we'll use today. After the cover sheet, the first piece we remove is the pistol grip with the folding hinge. Next, we remove the buttstock and also the cheek rest. You'll notice a nice thick recoil pad on the buttstock. Installation of the cheek rest is optional, depending on your personal preferences. The included instructions are quite good, and they contain everything you need to know about the installation. This next bag that I'm opening contains 2 additional adapters, one for the Winchester and one for the Remington. If you're installing the ATI folding stock on a Mossberg, you can set these aside. This bag contains 3 bolts, a washer, a screw, and a square nut. If you're installing your stock on a Mossberg, you'll keep the shortest bolt and the washer. The middle length bolt and the longest bolt are used for a Remington and a Winchester installation. This last bag contains the rails for installing the cheek rest. The unopened white bag contains the screws and nuts necessary for installing the cheek rest rails. The bag at the bottom contains a pad for the pistol grip. As always, when working on a firearm, ensure that the weapon is unloaded and on safe. The first step in our installation today will be to remove the existing buttstock. Use a Phillips head screwdriver to remove the 2 screws that hold the recoil pad to the buttstock. Next, use your socket wrench with extension and 1/2-inch socket to remove the buttstock. The next step in our installation will be to install the pistol grip with hinge. Go ahead and open the hinge, placing it into the folded position. Place the washer over the bolt and insert it into the rear of the housing. Use the Allen wrench to hold the bolt in place while positioning the pistol grip to attach it to the receiver. Line up the bolt with the threaded hole in the receiver. Use the Allen wrench to tighten the bolt securely into place. Check the function of the hinge, but go ahead and place it back into the folded position for the next step. Next, we're going to attach the adhesive pad to the bottom of the hinge. Begin by using the provided alcohol wipe to prep the surface. Once the surface is dry, go ahead and remove the pad from its backing and attach it in place. Our next step will be to attach the buffer tube and buttstock to the pistol grip. First, insert the square nut into the buffer tube as shown. Make sure that the hole in the buffer tube lines up with the hole in the square nut. Now insert the buffer tube into the hinge. You're going to need to apply some pressure and to wiggle it back and forth to get it to slide into place. Make sure that the tube is properly seated and that the hole in the bottom of the hinge lines up with the hole in the tube. Now insert the screw and tighten it into place using an Allen wrench. Once installed, you can go ahead and push the button and open up the hinge, extending the buttstock. The final step in our installation is the cheek rest. Some people prefer to have a cheek rest installed for improved accuracy and comfort. Others may prefer to go without for a cleaner look and fewer snag points. To begin your installation, place the hex nuts into the slots on the cheek rest rails. There are 5 slots total, 2 on the left rail and 3 on the right. Make sure that the hex nuts are seated properly and that you can see their holes through the holes in the cheek rest rails. The parts are well made and fit together nicely. Snap one set of rails into each side. There's only one way that they fit, so you can't go wrong. Once the rails are in place, use the long screw that remains to secure them to each other. Go ahead and insert it through the left-hand cheek rail. Use an Allen wrench to tighten it into place. Now you can slide the cheek rest over the top of the buttstock onto the rails. It should fit nicely into place. Use the 4 remaining screws to hold the cheek rest onto the rails. Use an Allen wrench to snug them down. These 4 screws will allow you to adjust the height of the cheek rail to customize it to your own fit. While we didn't cover it in this video, you can use the adjustment lever on your buttstock to adjust its length so it fits comfortably in the pocket of your shoulder. Please like, subscribe, and check back soon for additional installments. Thank you again for joining us today on Radio Free New Hampshire for our continuing series on the Mossberg Maverick 88.